All right, welcome back to Jammin' Sports, everybody, as we go to the third game of our quadruple header here today, the third of four games. It'll be the Carolina Panthers and the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens come in at 3-6. They're currently in last place in the AFC East. They're trying to win to keep their very slim playoff hopes alive. The Carolina Panthers, they're 0-8. They went through the first half of the season without a win. If they lose today, believe it or not, because they're in last place in the NFC East. If the Panthers lose, they are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Reason being, I have a rule that if you finish the season with a losing record, you cannot make the playoffs. And so they would be 0-9 if they lose. The best they could be is 7-9. That would eliminate them from the playoffs if they lose today. Evil Dead is on a tear. He's now 89-52. He's now 37 games over 500. Waldo lost the last game. He's now 8-14, 6 games under 500. All right, if you're watching on YouTube, please follow, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Don't miss any of the action. Let's head out to M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland for this one. Panthers-Ravens here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome into M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland. The Panthers and the Ravens. And welcome in to another NFL broadcast here at Jammin' Sports. The Panthers are so desperate to get a win at 0-8. They're wearing blue pants today to change things up. Ravens at 3-6. The Panthers at 0-8. Evil Dead's going with the Panthers for the upset. Okay. We'll see who Waldo takes here in a second. Misty's for the Ravens, the purple team. We're underway. Live from Baltimore, Maryland. The Ravens get it first. From the 6-yard line on the return, Woody Marks, the running back, and Marks brings it out to the 30-yard line. And that's where Baltimore will have it, 1st and 10. Led by their starting quarterback, Key Harris, in his 4th year at a Grambling State. Baltimore not much better than Carolina, 3-6. They need to win to stay relevant in the AFC playoff picture. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Harris in the shotgun. Griffin Wright, the tight end, in motion. Harris to Marks, and Woody Marks out to the 32-yard line, a gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. On the tackle, number 55 for Carolina, Dwayne Gates, the 5th-year linebacker out of Arizona. 2nd and 8 from the 32-yard line. Harris in the shotgun. Harris draws back. They bring the blitz. He gets it to Marks out in the open down the sideline. And Woody Marks out to the 38. A gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 2. Tackle made that time by Damian Snow, the 3rd-year linebacker out of Texas A&M. If this was a real NFL game on Fox, the only markets that would see this game would be Baltimore and Charlotte. A regional contest. 3rd and 2 from the 38-yard line. Who's Waldo taking? Harris to Marks around the outside. And Marks is not going to get the first down. Waldo's going with the Panthers. Making the Dwayne Gates. Makes the tackle again. And Marks is a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 4th down. Misty's the only one rooting for the Ravens. Both Waldo and Evil Dead took the Panthers to get their first win. Panthers at 0-8. Ravens at 3-6. Dave Justice back to punt. The Ravens go 3 and out. On 4th down, gets the punt away. And that's going to go inside the 10 and into the end zone. Touchback. And Carolina will have it at the 20-yard line. Panthers are led by their rookie quarterback out of California, Berkeley, Luke George. Their 1st-round draft pick. Once again, if the Panthers lose today, they are eliminated from the playoffs. 4 wide for Carolina. George in the shotgun. 1st and 10. Somebody jumped. Panthers jumped. That's their season in a nutshell right there. False start by Shedrick Benjamin, the left tackle. 1st and 15, back at the 15-yard line. George under center. Hands off to Darryl Holt. And Holt picks up 2 to the 17-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 13. Darryl Holt, the 10th year back out of Maryland. Homecoming for him today. The Ravens went 3 and out on their opening drive. This is Carolina's opening drive. 2nd and 13 from the 17-yard line. George in the shotgun. George hands off to Holt again. And Holt to the 19-yard line. A gain of 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 11. 5:50 left to play in the first quarter. No score. Live from Baltimore, Maryland. 4 wide. George in the shotgun on 3rd down. George draws back, looks downfield, throws, dumps it off to Holt, but he's going to be well shy of the 1st down. He only picks up 2. It'll be 4th and 9. Denton Hall on the tackle. Benton Hall, in his 2nd year out of Purdue, the linebacker. So the Ravens go 3 and out. Now the Panthers go 3 and out. Derek White back to punt in his 10th year out of Notre Dame. White gets the punt away. Be fair caught at the 32-yard line. Making the fair catch for the Ravens is Walker Preston, the rookie out of Syracuse. Ravens offense comes back out. This will be their 2nd possession. So both teams punted on their 1st possession. Neither team has a 1st down yet. Harris going to take it himself. And Harris picks up a yard to the 33-yard line. Tackle made by Eric O'Neill, the safety who came up. And Harris got shaken up. He'll go to the sideline. Oh boy. The backup, Austin Roberts, will come on. The 3rd-year quarterback out of Oregon. So the Ravens are using their 2nd-string quarterback now as Key Harris goes to the sideline. Austin Roberts is number 12. So the backup is in. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 33-yard line. Roberts in the shotgun, 4 wide for the Ravens. Roberts takes the snap, looking, throws, dumps it off, caught, and moving upfield, DeMarcus Dixon out to the 47-yard line. A gain of 14 and a Raven 1st down. That's the first 1st down of the game by either team. DeMarcus Dixon, the 6th-year receiver out of Air Force. Tackled by Dwayne Smith, the 10th-year defensive back out of Clemson. 1st and 10, Baltimore at their own 47. They come out in the eye. Roberts under center. Roberts hands off to Marks, gets outside, and Marks gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. And we have somebody else shaken up now. Number 97, that's James Brandon, their starting left end. He goes to the sideline after making the tackle. Boy, it's a mash unit out there. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Ravens at their own 47-yard line. 4:31 left to play in the first quarter, no score. This is the Ravens' 2nd possession. And there's Austin Roberts, the 3rd-year quarterback out of Oregon, the backup. Ravens with 3 backs in the backfield. Roberts amongst them in the shotgun. Stevenson in motion. Roberts hands off to Marks, and the Panthers are right there. Making the tackle, Damon Griffey, the 5th-year defensive end out of Penn State. And that'll be a loss of 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and 14 back at the 43 for the Ravens. Both the Evil Dead and Waldo think the Panthers are going to get their first win. They took the Panthers. 3rd and 14. Roberts back. Roberts looking. Roberts steps up. He's going to take off. And he's going to get nailed at the 50-yard line, making the tackle. is McCleskey. Everett McCleskey, the third-year defensive back out of Akron. It'll be 4th and 7 from the 50-yard line. Picks up 6 yards on the play. Dave Justice back to punt. Gets the punt away. And that's out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So the Panthers will get it for the second time. They're still looking for their first down. The Ravens finally have one. Ravens only have one. 4 wide for Carolina. George in the shotgun. George draws back. George throws and caught. Making the catch. J.T. Franklin, the former Raider, out to the 22-yard line, a gain of 7. Franklin in his 5th year out of SMU. 2nd and 3 for the Panthers at their own 22-yard line. 3:15 and counting here in the first quarter. Panthers come out 4 wide. George in the shotgun. In motion is Moore, the tight end. George throws outside and caught by Quick. John Quick, the rookie out of Georgia. His momentum takes him out of bounds at the 27-yard line, but it's enough for a first down. And the Panthers finally get a first down, 1st and 10 at their own 27. 4 wide for Carolina. George in the shotgun, 1st and 10. George draws back, throws and caught. Nope, not caught. They were looking for Franklin again. He got hit. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 1 from the 36. 2:35 and counting here in the first quarter. Everybody in tight for the Panthers this time. On 2nd and 1, George under center. George draws back, throws, dumps it off to Franklin. And Franklin out to the 41, a gain of 5, and that'll be a Carolina first down. Aaron Westbrook on the tackle, the linebacker, in his 4th year out of Florida. As we're coming up on 2 minutes left in the first quarter, still no score. Panthers actually look pretty good with the blue pants. 1st and 10. George on the shotgun. George draws back. Looking, rolls out, throws, caught, no, incomplete. Looking for Quick. He couldn't hold on. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line. 1:49 left to play here in the first quarter. 4 wide for Carolina. George in the shotgun. 2nd and 10. Hands off this time to Holt. And Darrell Holt across midfield to the 46-yard line. 13 yards for Darrell Holt. And that'll be a Carolina first down. Carolina becomes the first team in this game to cross midfield. 1st and 10 from the Raven 46. 4 wide. George in the shotgun. Moore in motion. George looking. Throws near side. Caught by Moore. And he gets out to the 41. A gain of 4, be 2nd and 6. That's Jared Moore, the 2nd-year tight end out of Notre Dame. 2nd and 6 for Carolina at the Baltimore 41-yard line. Panthers come out in the I formation. George under center. George pitches to Holt around the outside, and Darrell Holt following his blockers all the way down to the 33-yard line. A gain of 8, and that'll be enough for the first down. Cole Nelson finally came up, made the tackle. In his 8th year out of Miami, the safety. George in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Moore in motion. George takes the snap, throws, incomplete. He threw it a bit too far. Phillip Lee, the tight end, was close, but he let him too much. The rookie out of Southern Miss. It'll be 2nd and 10. Carolina at the Baltimore 33. Everybody in tight for the Panthers. George in the shotgun. We're down to 20 seconds left in the quarter. George looking. George rolls out. George is going to take off. And he slides at the 29-yard line. A gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 5. And it looks like that's going to do it for the first quarter. At the end of one, we have no score here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland. We go to the second quarter. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Panthers at the Baltimore 29-yard line. Luke George in the shotgun. George back, looking, throws, caught by John Cunningham down to the 11-yard line. The fourth-year receiver out of Oregon. A gain of 18 yards to Cunningham, and that'll be a Carolina first down. Tackle made by Vince Ellington, the 7th-year defensive back out of Indiana. Also on the tackle, number 23. That's Darius Smith in his 6th year out of Wisconsin. 1st and 10 Panthers. They come out 4 wide at the Raven 11-yard line. George under center. Hands off to Holt. And Holt a yard maybe. Nope, no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 as he's wrapped up immediately. 2nd and 10 from the 11-yard line. Both Waldo and Evil Dead have taken the Panthers for the upset. They're knocking at the door here. 2nd and 10 from the Raven 11. George in the shotgun. Holt in motion. George back. Throws. Dumps it off to Cunningham. And Cunningham down to the 5-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 4. Tackle made by Aaron Westbrook. And now the Panthers face a 3rd and 4. They get a first down at the 1. They have the ball at the Raven 5-yard line. 4 Panthers set wide. George in the shotgun. George back. Throws, caught, and he's in for the touchdown. J.T. Franklin, a 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Panthers, sporting the blue pants, take a 6-0 lead. We figured with the silver pants they were 0-8. Let's switch up pants. Chris Jackson, the rookie kicker out of Tennessee, will come on for the extra point. Jackson joined the team after the Panther game when they lost to the Cowboys, missing 4 extra points. The extra point is good, and the Panthers lead at 7-0. 6:34 left to play here in the first half. Live from M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland, Week 10 here at Jammin' Sports. We have the Eagles and the Redskins up next. That'll be our final game of the evening. Kickoff by Jackson from the 6-yard line. On the return, Woody Marks over the 25, and Marks brings it out to the 30-yard line, and that's where Baltimore will have it, 1st and 10. Key Harris got injured in the first quarter. Austin Roberts is the backup, and he's still in there for Baltimore. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Roberts in the shotgun. 4 wide. Burns in motion. They hand off to Marks on a misdirection, and Marks picks up 2 to the 32-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. Coming up to make the tackle, Russ Snow, the 3rd-year safety out of Iowa. 2nd and 8 for the Ravens at their own 32-yard line. Baltimore comes out 4 wide. Harris in the shotgun. Harris, a misdirection again. They give it to Marks, but Marks is going to lose a yard. Coming in to make the tackle, Wade Sullivan, the 5th-year linebacker out of Michigan. And that'll bring up 3rd and 9. .550 and counting. Panthers up 7-0 here in the second quarter. A big 3rd down for the Ravens here. 3rd and 9 from their own 31-yard line. Roberts in the shotgun. Roberts draws back. He's got time. He's going to take off. And Roberts picks up the first down as he gets out to the 47-yard line. A gain of 16. for Austin Roberts in his third year out of Oregon, the Oregon Duck. He's not performing that badly as a backup, at least so far. First and 10 Ravens at their own 47-yard line, trailing 7-0, 5:12 and counting in the half. They come out in the I formation. Roberts hands off to Marks, and Marks to the 46. He actually lost a yard. He's 2nd and 11. Woody Marks, the running back, in his second year out of USC. It'll be 2nd and 11. Baltimore at their own 46. 4:50 and counting here in the half. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead and Waldo. Misty's here. 4 backs in the backfield for the Ravens. Roberts amongst them in the shotgun. Stevenson in motion. Roberts to Marks up the middle, and Marks across midfield to the Panther 47-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7. It'll bring up 3rd and 4. 4:20 and counting. Here in the second quarter, the Ravens come out 4 wide. Roberts in the shotgun. Roberts draws back. Roberts rolls out. Roberts is going to take off again. He'll learn to slide out to the 40-yard line. A gain of 7. And that'll be a Raven first down. Under 4 minutes left to play here in the first half. Panthers up 7-0. Panthers looking for their first win. They're 0-8. Ravens at 3-6. 4 wide. Roberts in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Roberts to Marks. And Marks picks up a yard to the 39. It'll bring up 2nd and 9. 3.5 minutes left in the half. Baltimore trying to tie it up before halftime if they can. 4 wide for the Ravens. Not Harris. Roberts in the shotgun. Burns in motion. Roberts back to throw. Throws downfield and caught by DeMarcus Dixon down to the 33-yard line. A gain of 6. That's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Ravens. Under 3 minutes left in the half. Ravens face a big 3rd and 3 at the Carolina 33. Roberts under center. Roberts hands off to Marks, and Marks does not get there. In fact, he loses a yard. Tackled by James Brandon, the second-year defensive end out of South Florida. That'll bring up 4th down. This would be a 51-yard field goal attempt by Rob Belton to get the Ravens on the board. From 51 yards, Belton. The snap, kick is up, and the kick is no good. He missed it wide to the left. He Vanderjacked it. It remains a 7-0 game in favor of the Panthers, and Carolina will take over with a chance to score again before halftime. Their rookie quarterback, Luke George, out of California, Berkeley, the Golden Bear. 4 wide, 1st and 10 from the 41. George under center. George to Holt, and Darryl Holt out to the 44-yard line, a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. And it looks like that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Live from M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland. Week 10 here at Jammin' Sports. The 0-8 Panthers, the 3-6 Ravens. 4 wide for Carolina on 2nd and 7. George in the shotgun. George draws back. George throws near side. Caught by John Cunningham. His momentum takes him out of bounds for a 2-yard gain out to the 45. It'll be 3rd and 5. 4 wide for Carolina. George in the shotgun, single back. 3rd and 5 from the 45. George back. George rolls out. George gets taken down back at the 40-yard line. A loss of 6. Tackle made by Kevin Riddick, the 10th-year defensive end out of Dayton. And that'll bring up 4th and 11. And Carolina's going to have to punt. Ravens take a timeout to conserve time. They want to score before halftime. 1:52 left. Derek White back to punt. White gets the punt away. Fielded at the 11-yard line. Bringing it back for the Ravens is Walker Preston. And Baltimore will have it at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10, Ravens at the 18. Roberts still in there. Roberts back. Roberts is going to take off again. He's got happy feet. Picks up the first down, though. All the way out to the 39-yard line. A 21-yard run by Austin Roberts. Doing more with his feet than his arm. He's like a Tim Tebow out there. 1st and 10 for Baltimore. .117. Roberts in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Roberts throws and caught by Lawrence Burns, the 8th-year receiver out of Oregon State, out to the 46, a gain of 7. We're coming up on a minute left. Neither team has taken a timeout. Baltimore still has 2 timeouts. They opt for the no huddle. 4 wide, 2nd and 3. Roberts in the shotgun. Roberts back. Roberts throws near side and caught by Dixon to the 47 as they cross midfield. That'll be a gain of 7. And the Ravens take a timeout with 47 seconds left. They have 1 timeout remaining here in the first half. Panthers up 7-0. 4 wide for the Ravens. Roberts in the shotgun. Roberts looking. Roberts rolls out and gets taken down back at the 48. Be a loss of 5. Russ Snow, the safety on the safety blitz. The 3rd-year safety out of Iowa gets the sack. A loss of 5. It'll be 2nd and 15. Baltimore took their final timeout. 43 seconds left in the half. Panthers up 7-0. Ravens come out 4 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side. Roberts in the shotgun. Roberts looking, throws, and is batted down at the line. Getting his hands up was James Brandon. That'll stop the clock. 40 seconds left. It'll be 3rd and 15 for Baltimore at their own 48. Ravens come out 3 to the far side. Roberts in the shotgun. Roberts hands off to Woody Marks. And Marks gets to the 50, a 2-yard gain. It'll be 4th and 13. I'm scratching my head at the play calling. The tackle was made by Damian Snow. The Panthers have 2 players whose last name is Snow on defense. Damian, the linebacker, and Russ, the safety. And the Ravens are just going to punt out the half. Punt by Justice is away. And goes out of bounds at the 11. Halftime. Halftime score, Carolina 7, Baltimore nothing. Here at Jammin' Sports. Back here at M&T Bank Stadium, we start the 3rd quarter. There's the kickoff by the Ravens. Panthers up 7-0. From the 7-yard line, on the return for Carolina is Bruce Hammond. In his 4th year out of Montana, out to the 32-yard line. What we have here is a game where neither offense is really tearing it up. Panthers do lead it, though, 7-0. Luke George on 1st and 10 of the shotgun. George back. Throws downfield. Caught down the sideline. Jared Moore, the tight end, down to the 36-yard line. A 32, actually it's more than that, it's a 34-yard game. The PA guy said 32. I was doing it in my head, it's 34. Jared Moore down the sideline. 1st and 10 Panthers. They strike quickly here in the third quarter. They're trying to make it a 2-score game. Evil Dead and Waldo must have known something coming into this one. Carolina's still looking for their first win of the season, and we're in week 10. That bye week must have done something for the Panthers. 1st and 10 from the Raven 36. George looking. George rolls out, throws, caught on the sideline by John Cunningham. A gain of 5 out to the 31. The Panthers were off last week along with Seattle. Those are the only 2 teams with a bye last week. We have 6 teams that have a bye this week. Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit, Tampa Bay, and Indianapolis. 2nd and 5, everybody in tight. George under center. George, play action. George to the 31-yard line, no gain. It'll be 3rd and 5. That'll be a rush of no yards. Third and 5 for the Panthers at the Raven 31-yard line. Panthers up 7-0. 4 wide. George in the shotgun. George draws back. Throws. And he short hopped it, incomplete. Looking for J.T. Franklin. It'll be 4th down. This would be a 48-yard field goal attempt. Chris Jackson missed earlier. The rookie out of Tennessee. Here we go. From 48. Kick is up. And the kick hits the upright. But a flag is down. I think they ran him over. Yep. Out of the corner of my eye, they plowed right into him. That's a 15-yard penalty. And that'll be a 1st down for Carolina as the Ravens ran into the kicker, roughed him up.
Automatic 1st down.
The attempt hit the upright and bounced back. But the Panthers now have it at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10. George in the shotgun. George draws back, throws quickly, caught, no, incomplete. John Quick couldn't hold on. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line. It'd be funny if the Panthers ran the table and finished 8-8. I don't think they will. I know some of the games coming up. They play Miami for one. 2nd and 10 from the 16. George in the shotgun, 4 wide. Cunningham in motion. George looking, throws, caught by Quick down to the 7-yard line. That'll be a gain of 9. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for Carolina at the Baltimore 7-yard line. 5:55 and counting here in the third quarter. Panthers up 7-0. 4 wide for Carolina. George in the shotgun. Now they shift. Still 4 wide, single back. George draws back, throws, and it's tipped at the line. It was tipped by Aaron Westbrook, the linebacker. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Panthers will have to settle for a field goal. It'll make it a 2-score game, though. So Chris Jackson, they're going to go for it. On 4th and 1, why not? You're 0-8. You might as well. George in the shotgun, hands off to Holt. And Holt does not get there. The Ravens prevail on defense. Aaron Westbrook came flying in there and made the stop. It'll be a turnover on downs. It's actually a 1-yard loss back to the 8-yard line. Westbrook, one of the better linebackers in the league. He just plays for a bad offensive team. And now Baltimore will come back out. Woody Marks, some highlights. Well, he hasn't been able to get much on the ground as the Panthers have held him in check. It's still a 7-0 ball game in favor of Carolina. Three receivers to the near side. Key Harris is back in there now for Baltimore. He returns. Harris throws and caught. Making the catch on the outside is Jason Siegel, the tight end, in his 13th year out of Tulsa. A gain of 5 out to the 12-yard line. Be 2nd and 5. Ravens made the playoffs last season as a wild card, albeit they were 8-8. They're 3-6, in danger of not making it. Lawrence Burns in motion. Harris in the shotgun. Harris drops back. Harris throws and caught by Maurice Taylor out to the 20-yard line, a gain of 8. And that'll be a Baltimore first down. The 7th-year receiver out of Oregon State. Ravens are lucky. They're only down 7-0. Carolina has squandered some scoring opportunities. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Harris in the gun. Dixon in motion. Harris back. Throws downfield. Caught by Siegel all the way out to the 50-yard line. A gain of 30 for Jason Siegel and a Baltimore first down. On the tackle, number 21, Levi Myers, the 5th-year safety out of Hawaii. But that is a Baltimore Raven first down. Jason Siegel in his 13th year out of Tulsa, the former Dolphin, the former Raider, and now a Baltimore Raven. 1st and 10 from midfield for the Ravens. Misty's rooting for the Ravens. Baltimore comes out 4 wide. Harris in the shotgun. Harris back to throw. Looking, throws and dropped. The throw was low, and Maurice Taylor couldn't haul it in. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. 4 minutes exactly left in the third quarter. Low-scoring game. Neither offense is doing particularly well. 4 wide. Harris in the shotgun. 2nd and 10. Harris draws back. Throws near side. Caught on the sideline by Jason Siegel again. Good for 10 yards and a Baltimore first down. Down to the Panther 40-yard line. It's our third game today. The Dolphins beat the Chargers earlier, and the Giants hung on to beat the Patriots. We have the Eagles and the Redskins after this. 1st and 10 from the 40. Single back. Harris back to throw. Throws downfield. Caught by Lawrence Burns down to the 24. A gain of 16. Lawrence Burns in his 8th year out of Oregon State. Tackled by Russ Snow, the safety. But it's the first down Ravens at the Panther 24-yard line. Baltimore trying to tie this one up. 4 wide. Harris in the shotgun. 1st and 10. Harris drops back. It's a blitz. And they're going to get him. Wade Sullivan on the blitz. A loss of 7 yards back to the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 17. Wade Sullivan, the 5th-year linebacker out of Michigan. 3:20 left in the third. 2nd and 17 for the Ravens at the Carolina 31-yard line. Ravens come out 4 wide. Harris in the gun. Burns in motion. They hand off to Burns. Goes around the outside. Breaks a tackle. Then he gets taken down at the 31. No gain. It'll be 3rd and 17. 2:50 in counting. This is just one of those games. 4 wide, 3rd and 17. Harris in the shotgun. Big third down. Harris back. Throws deep. Going for it all. He's got a man. Incomplete. Looking for Maurice Taylor. It was Dwayne Smith that knocks the ball away. The 10th-year defensive back out of Clemson. Nice play by Smith. It'll be 4th down. The Ravens will try a 48-yard field goal. Rob Belton to get the Ravens on the board. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Panther lead is now 7-3. with 2:27 left to play here in the third quarter, live from M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland. Week 10 here at Jammin' Sports. The 0-8 Panthers, the 3-6 Ravens. Justice will kick off from the 3-yard line. On the return, this is Bruce Hammond, and Hammond brings it out to the 28-yard line. Hammond in his 4th year out of Montana. So the Carolina offense comes back out leading 7-3 with 2:22 left in the third. George in the shotgun. George hands off to Holt, and Darryl Holt picks up 2 to the 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8. Panthers up 7-3. Coming up on 2 minutes left now in the third. 4 wide for Carolina. George in the shotgun. George to Holt. Gets across the 30. And Holt diving backwards to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Panthers at their own 35-yard line. 1:40 left in the third. Everybody in tight for Carolina on 3rd and 3. George under center. Hands off to Holt, and Holt picks up the first down. A 5-yard gain out to the 40-yard line. First down, Carolina. Tackle made by Benton Hall, the linebacker. 1:10 left in the third. 4 wide for the Panthers. 1st and 10 from their own 40. George in the shotgun. George hands off to Holt. And Holt picks up a yard to the 41. It'll be 2nd and 9. Hall on the tackle. I didn't tell you who they play next week. Let's figure it out. Carolina next week will host Green Bay. And the Ravens next week host Buffalo. 2nd and 9 from the 41. George in the shotgun. Quick in motion. George looking. George throws outside. Caught by Quick. Turns upfield. And John Quick out to the 50-yard line. A gain of 8. That's going to bring up 13 inches. The rookie receiver out of Georgia. It'll be 13 inches from the 50-yard line. We're down to 25 seconds left in the third quarter. 4 wide. George in the shotgun. Everybody in tight. Franklin in motion. George looking. George throws, and it's dropped. John Cunningham had it for the first down. It dropped it. That'll stop the clock with 14 seconds left. 4th and inches from midfield for Carolina. Do you go for it here? You're 0-8. Go for it. They're going to punt. Derek White back to punt. Gets the punt away. And that will bound into the end zone. Touchback. 1st and 10 Baltimore from their own 20 with 7 seconds left here in the third quarter. Harris hands off to Woody Marks around the sideline, and Marks all the way out to the 38, a gain of 18. At the end of 3, Panthers lead at 7-3 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland. We go to the fourth quarter. Panthers lead the Ravens 7-3. 1st and 10, Ravens from their own 38. Harris hands off to Marks. He gets nailed in the backfield. Flying in there, number 95, Elijah Andrews, the second-year defensive end out of Arizona State. A loss of 5. It'll be 2nd and 15 for the Ravens, back at their own 33-yard line. 4 wide. Harris in the shotgun. Burns in motion. Harris drops back. Harris throws, and it's caught by Lawrence Burns, but not for much. A gain of just 4. It'll be 3rd and 11 from the 37-yard line. Big third down for Baltimore, trailing 7-3 here in the fourth quarter. In a low-scoring game. Ravens come out. Harris in the shotgun, single back on 3rd and 11. Harris sets up a screen pass to Marks, turns upfield, and Woody Marks gets taken down after a 6-yard gain out to the 43-yard line. Russ Snow, the safety, came up, made the tackle. It'll be 4th and 5. Do the Ravens go for it? They'll probably punt with 6:42 left. Dave Justice back to punt. Gets the punt away. Fielded at the 12. Brought back by John Cunningham out to the 19-yard line. 6.5 minutes left. Carolina still leads 7-3. Can the Panthers finally get a win? 4 wide. George hands off to Holt. And Darrell Holt out to the 21, a gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. Aaron Westbrook on the tackle. 6:17 and counting. Panthers come out 4 wide, 3 to the far side. George in the shotgun. George, high snap, hands off to Holt up the middle, and Darrell Holt driving forward out to the 27-yard line. A gain of 6 yards to bring up 3rd and 2. Carolina keeping it on the ground. They want to eat up that time. Carolina wants a win. They have a tough game against Green Bay next week. 4 wide, George under center, 3rd and 2. George to Holt, and Holt gets the first down. A 4-yard gain out to the 31-yard line. First down, Carolina. They can eat up more time now. 5:23 and counting. Eagles, Redskins up next. 1st and 10, 4 wide. George in the shotgun. Moore in motion. George draws back, throws, and caught by John Quick out to the 42-yard line. A gain of 11, and that's another Carolina first down. Under 5 minutes left. How did Evil Dead know the Panthers would win this game? Well, they haven't won it yet. 4 wide. George in the shotgun. I guess that's why he's the greatest of all time. Answered my own question. Moore in motion. George looking. George throws. Caught by Moore. And Jared Moore fights for the first down out to the 48-yard line. A gain of 10. And that'll move the chains. And that'll keep the clock moving. 4:20 left. 1st and 10, Carolina at the Baltimore 48-yard line. 4 wide. George in the shotgun. George draws back. Throws outside. Threw it a bit inside. Looking for J.T. Franklin. Incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 4:07 left. 2nd and 10, Panthers at the Raven 48. What Baltimore needs is a turnover. You spiked the Ravens Gatorade with Patriots juice. 4 wide, 2nd and 10. George in the shotgun. In motion is Lee. George looking. George rolls out. And George takes off to the 49-yard line. A loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd and 11. Coming up to make the tackle, Cole Nelson, the safety. And now the Panthers face a 3rd and 11 at the Baltimore 49-yard line. 3:42 and counting. 4 wide. George in the shotgun. George draws back. George throws deep and overthrows his target. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down. He was looking for John Cunningham down the middle. It'll be 4th and 11. 3:36 left. Derek White will come on to punt. Ravens are going to have a chance to win this game here. White gets the punt away. And that's going to be out of bounds at the 15-yard line. The 34-yard punt. 1st and 10 Ravens. 3:31 left. They need a touchdown, though. They're down by 4. Harris under center. Harris to Woody Marks. And Marks makes his way to the 19. A gain of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6. Don't forget, we have the Eagles and the Redskins up after this. We'll head down to FedEx Field in Landover for that one. We'll just head on down the turnpike about 40 miles. 2nd and 6 from the 19-yard line. 4 wide. Harris in the shotgun. Harris drops back. Throws near side. And Lawrence Burns can't hold on. And that'll bring up 3rd and 6. That'll stop the clock with 3:03 left. 3rd and 6. Ravens come out 4 wide. Harris in the shotgun from their own 19-yard line. Harris draws back. Harris looking, rolls out, and he's going to get sacked back at the 7-yard line. A loss of 12 yards. Sack made by Elijah Andrews in his 2nd year out of Arizona State. It'll be 4th and 18. And Baltimore is at a point in the game where they kind of have to go for it. Well, the blue pants made all the difference. Panthers may actually win a game. Let's see if the Ravens go for it on 4th and 18. No, they're going to punt. Dave Justice back to punt. They're going to trust their defense to get a stop. Justice gets the punt away. Fielded at the 45. Excuse me, by Cunningham. Out to the 39-yard line. Again, a 16-yard gain on the punt return. Panthers are in Raven territory. A field goal would make it a 7-point game. 4 wide. George under center. Hands off to Holt. And Holt gets taken down after a 1-yard gain to the 38-yard line. We're coming up on the 2-minute warning here in the 4th quarter. Panthers up 7-3. It's been a low-scoring game. 2 minutes left. Live from M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland. Week 10 here at Jammin' Sports. On 2nd and 9. George under center. George hands off to Holt. And Holt turns back inside to the 35-yard line. A gain of 3. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Ravens take a timeout. 1:57 left. Excuse me. On 3rd down, 4 wide for the Panthers. George in the shotgun. Now they shift. It's still 4 wide. Single back. In motion is Moore. George takes the snap. Throws downfield, and it's knocked down by the linebacker, Benton Hall. Cunningham was open down the middle. It would have been a touchdown if not for the linebacker, Benton Hall. And now Chris Jackson will come on. This will be a 52-yard field goal attempt to put the Panthers up by 7. I would punt myself. Kick is up. But did he make it? One official put his hands up, and the other said no good. It's no good. The official on the left put his arms up, and the official on the right said no good. I've never seen that before. It's no good. And now the Ravens get pretty good field position now at their own 42. They need a touchdown, though. Harris back to throw. Throws downfield, incomplete. Broken up by number 20, Eric O'Neill, the safety, in his 8th year out of Colorado State, makes a nice play. Lawrence Burns, the intended receiver, broke up that pass. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. 4 wide. Harris in the shotgun, 2nd and 10. 1:45 left. Harris drops back, throws near side, and caught by Burns. And that'll be a 16-yard gain out to the Panther 42-yard line. They cross midfield. Clock is moving, though. He did not get out of bounds. 1:29 and counting. Ravens have 2 timeouts. They need a touchdown. They opt for the no huddle. 4 wide from the Panther 42. Harris back. Harris throws deep. Caught, snagged out of the air by Lawrence Burns down to the 13-yard line. A gain of 21. A gain of 29. My bad. My math was way off on that one. First down, Ravens. Lawrence Burns in his 8th year out of Oregon State. Ravens knocking at the door. Oh, how heartbreaking it would be for the Panthers to lose it here. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Panthers find a way to lose every time. In the I formation, Harris under center. Harris to Woody Marks. And Marks, not much. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. As Russ Snow comes up and makes the tackle. We're coming up on a minute left. Baltimore still has a timeout. 2nd and 10 from the Carolina 13-yard line. Ravens need a touchdown. They're down by 4. Harris in the gun. 4 wide. Harris drops back. Harris throws and incomplete. Trying to get it to DeMarcus Dixon. He threw it low. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 13-yard line. 38 seconds left. If the Panthers lose, they're eliminated from the playoffs. They're hanging on by 4. 3rd and 10 from the 13. 4 wide. Harris in the shotgun. Harris draws back. Harris looking, rolls out. Harris needs to get rid of it. He's going to get sacked back at the 21-yard line. A loss of 8. Be 4th and 18. They get a first down at the 3, but they have 1 timeout. They're down to 20 seconds. They got to get this play off. Wasting a lot of time. Now they call timeout after wasting about 6 seconds. Ravens take their final timeout. They have to throw to the end zone now. They're out of timeouts. No, a field goal doesn't do anything. They won't kick a field goal here. They're out of timeouts for only 15 seconds. They got to throw to the end zone. Plus, it's 4th down. 5 wide, empty backfield. Harris in the shotgun. This is ball game. Harris looking. Harris throws underneath. Bad play. DeMarcus Dixon down to the 15. He doesn't get the first down anyway. It'll be a turnover on downs, and the Panthers are going to win their first game. They take a knee, and the Panthers are 1-8. And the Ravens are 3-7. Your final score: Carolina 7, Baltimore 3. Thanks for watching here at Jammin' Sports. Eagles, Redskins up next. We'll see you then.